What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. I figured we bought a new truck this morning, and I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to introduce everyone to all three of our main square body vehicles. I know we have a lot of square body enthusiasts on this channel. Figured you guys would probably find some interest in it. So let's go check them out. I'll show you what we got. We'll work from the left to right here, and we'll end on kind of the newest addition to the fleet so far of running trucks. So here we have a 1990 square body Suburban. It has the TBI 350 in there. This was kind of me and my dad's first project four-wheel drive truck that we have since had a couple different iterations of. Right at the moment, it is set up with a Dana 44 in the front, the 8-lug option. It's got 37-inch Maxxis Razor MTs. It's got 488 gears, corporate 14 bolt in the rear, Detroit lockers front and rear. And then something really cool that we did with this truck, if you come around here, this was kind of like my first introductory to something with a manual transmission, at least in one of these trucks. We're still working on cleaning up the floorboards and whatnot, but we did install an NV 4500, and it's got a twin stick 205 transfer case in there as well. We did also, another cool thing with the interior, none of these trucks, the interior is not perfect on any of these trucks, but that's kind of just how they all are. And we'll go this way. Cool thing on the back here, we did go all out with the 4x4 stuff on this one. It's got the 37-inch spare tire on here. Got a little crazy with the tube bender, built this pretty neat little tire carrier there. It's got a 3/16 steel bumpers, actually front and rear. We custom built those in our garage, and it's got a 6-inch suspension lift. It's got also, if you look up under here, it's got off-road designs. I think that's the 4-inch shackle drop on that one. This one's actually been my dad's driver recently. He decided to put on BDS suspension leafs. The old lift that was on this is on my newest project. I'll show you that here in a little bit. It's got Fox suspension. The last kind of cool thing about this truck is we did install a Dakota digital dash as well, which kind of makes everything a lot more fun to look at. And we like the factory look as well, but these are just a little bit more reliable and stuff like that. But does also have a winch on the front. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. But overall, this one's a pretty sweet truck, and we can kind of start talking about the elephant in the field right at the moment, which is this new Chevy C30. We actually just picked this one up from our buddy Richard. He lives down the street. Ever since like the last couple of years, I've been driving by Richard's house, and we actually didn't really know who he was at first, and word got out that we were looking for this truck, and he gave us a call and hooked us up with a really good deal. And sure enough, the next morning we were driving it away from his house. So thanks so much, Richard. But I figured I'd tell you guys a little bit about this one. 1986 Chevy dually, two-tone paint, blue and white. It's got a really cool old school gooseneck hitch in the bed here, long bed. This actually is a toolbox that also doubles as a 60-gallon override fuel cell for it. It's pretty sweet. It's still got factory running boards, blue marker lights. It's got train horns. He used to do a lot of hauling. He would haul big, fifth wheel trailers and stuff like that with it. This one, it's not the 6.2 diesel, but that's okay. It is the 454 big block. It's got a turbo 400. The other really cool thing I'll show you on the interior. Interior's in pretty rough shape, but what isn't nowadays? These are 40 years old. Dash is pretty torn apart. This is a turbo 400, so it doesn't have the overdrive, but what it does have is the Mitchell overdrive system installed behind that turbo 400. So when you're cruising 55, 60 on the highway, you can throw it into high range and hopefully save yourself a little bit of fuel economy. Dash is a little beat up, seats are a little beat up, but that's all fixable stuff. We're in the near future. This is probably going to be one of my next projects. I don't know if we're going to put a Cummins in it eventually, or what we'll probably do is tune the motor up. The way we have it right now, it's got a little bit of a miss and some things like that, but I think it's going to be fixable. And so hopefully some videos here in the near future of getting this thing overhauled and turn it into our hauler, so we can haul these big trucks out to some four-wheel drive trails and whatnot, either way, or haul whoever else or whatever else. We can come around and take a look at the front of it this way. Then we'll introduce the newest project that it's got a lot going on with it as well. So you can see underneath the hood of this one, another really cool thing, in conjunction with the almost 100 gallons of fuel this truck holds, maybe a little more than 100. It's got auxiliary air tanks as well under there, so you can air tires, you can do whatever you want, run air tools with it. It's got another air tank underneath the C channeling on the driver's side of the frame. It's got horns under here. We decided to try the AC earlier as well, and the AC blows. It's mildly cold. I think with a recharge, probably get that going. Heater's gonna work. It's got hydro boost brakes. It's kind of the whole 9 yards. It's a two-wheel drive, but that's okay. I think we have some plans to lower this one down and make it a cruise night vehicle. I'm sure you guys have seen in the back shot of the camera, in the backdrop of the camera, there's a little bit of another elephant in the field right at the moment. This is my most recent project. It's a Cummins swapped 1985, was originally a K10 6.2 liter diesel Suburban that I have since swapped a 93 12 valve Cummins into. It's got an NV4500 manual transmission. It's got a NP241C transfer case. It's got Tom Woods drive shafts, front and rear. Swapped a Dana 60 under the front. It's got a Dana 60 under there in the front. It's got crossover high steer. It's got hydro boost brakes. It's kind of the whole 9 yards. It still has 488 gears, so it's pretty wound up on the freeway, but it's got a lot of power. You could tow whatever you want with this. Kind of the only thing I haven't done to it so far is build bumpers for it. Interior's in decent shape. The front seat's a little bit ripped and stuff, but you can take a look on the inside. I liked the Dakota digital dash so much when we did it on the other truck. I kind of wanted to put one in this truck as well, so I did the same there. Just been kind of working out all the kinks with the interior and getting all my shifters working, and we bought a Apple CarPlay screen to go in there, which is definitely aftermarket for something of this era. Had to get everything working in that regard. I haven't done an update on this truck in, I think it's almost been probably 3.5, maybe 4 months. The couple things I've added since then, when I did the last update, it didn't have a drive shaft. I hadn't finished the exhaust. It didn't have a 4x4 shifter. It didn't even have working four-wheel drive hubs or any of that. So a couple things, I did end up purchasing these Warren locking hubs. These are super nice hubs, kind of keeps the nostalgia feel to the truck. And then I did end up going with, if you want to show down here, did end up doing some custom fabrication to the transmission cross member. It's way down there. Sort of stiffened that up and added some extra clearance for that drive shaft. And then we went with Tom Woods drive shafts, front and rear. I've just since added the front. The rear's been on there for a little while, but we got a disc brake conversion on the rear end. What else did I do? Oh, on this side, The exhaust wasn't finished. I had originally had the exhaust just dumping out on the fuel tank. So I did end up making some custom brackets and getting the 4-inch. It's a 4-inch straight pipe exhaust. It dumps out right here in a vertical position, and the tank clears and everything. I think I also mentioned in the last video that the fuel sending unit was broken. I didn't know how much diesel was in there. I've since fixed that issue. I've got a couple more gauges coming and a couple more pieces for the Dakota to make it work with the Cummins motor, as far as like my tack and things like that. Ended up doing some conversions and got the speedo to work, so I have oil, water temp, speedos working. The tack works, it's just reading wrong at the moment, so I bought a conversion for that. I'm going to make a video on that as well. And then I do have boost gauge, EGT gauge, and then I've got another air tank and an air gauge that's going to go up on the A pillar. Got some pretty nice gauges from Glow Shift. They're still on the way. But overall, I want to come back around here to the front. Overall, this has kind of been my daily driver the last few weeks. I've just been trying to work out all the kinks, break it in, and it's been working out awesome. The fuel economy too is super good. It's probably somewhere in the mid-20s is from where I think it's at right at the moment. If you want to come around here to the front. The only other things, did some rewiring on the fans. The motor wasn't running hot enough with the fans constantly running, so wired up a solenoid with those so I can intermittently shut them off and on. It's got LED headlights. Ended up taking this light bar I had on a different vehicle and put that on there just for fun. But yeah, overall pretty sweet running trucks. Just figured we'd show you, just figured we would share an update with you guys. I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.